And
Amy's
today
on the
is
road.
Wednesday, June 29th, which means June is almost over. And just a reminder for everybody, if you want to be around for the 6th, don't have a 5th on the 4th. Do I need to repeat
That's my
that?
joke.
That's an old dad joke.
And we're
Dad
halfway
joke.
through 2022.
It's a granddad joke.
You know, I haven't seen Rainey here for a long time.
He's right here.
Yeah. Oh, she's been here.
I've been
Usually
trying,
you
I've
just
been,
see your cats. Maybe
Oh,
that's-
there
I've
you
been
are.
trying to come as much as possible, but I just trying to do the best that I can.
Hello, Lawrence.
I certainly appreciate all the
Hello.
tutelage.
How are you feeling?
Hope you all miss me.
Yeah, we did. It would have been nice if you could have made orange, but we understand.
Yeah, I had some health problems and the VA has been good to find out what's the problem. The problem is very low blood pressure.
Interesting.
So a lot of times I've been dizzy when I walk.
You know, I went through that for 3 months towards the end of last year and the beginning of this year, and it would be as low as like 80/40. And you're right, I'd be on the verge of passing out and dizzy, and I was getting
Yeah.
blood tests every week, changing medication, and finally we got it back where it should be. So,
Well, I'm finally we're able to see the neurology department at the hospital.
uh-huh.
And so physically, everything's fine. But, I have this problem of getting enough blood to my head.
Well, speaking of the
On your hair.
neurology department, I've got a nerve to pick with them.
Is
Or you're on a road
anybody,
today, Steve.
is anybody here a PBR fan?
What's PDR?
Professional bull riding?
Professional
No, I'm
what?
serious.
Oh,
Bull
You mean
riding,
bullshitting or bull riding?
bull riding.
Professional
riding,
bull riding.
Huh.
if you
Yeah.
have tickets, I'm a fan.
Okay, well, I don't have, got to
If
buy.
it's horseback riding, the horse wants to ride on me.
I don't want to be the clown, so.
I grew up on a farm.
not
and
gonna
I'm
chase
not
a
a fan
bull
of
away
that
from
because the way they make those bulls do what they want them to do is they tie a rope around their testicles.
Hmm.
And I'm not in favor. I wouldn't find that very comfortable myself.
Stefan, is there an event coming up?
Yes, there's one in Anaheim at what's it called now? I think they changed the name. Where
Convention Center?
hockey, play.
The Anaheim Convention Center?
No, the arena on
You're fading out.
Can't hear you.
the arena where the hockey team plays.
Oh, the hockey arena.
Right.
Oh,
The Honda Center.
Are you going to go for amateur hour?
Changed the name though. What's that?
Are you going for amateur hour on there on the bull riding?
I'm going to watch. Well, I went last time when it was here. It was a lot of fun.
do you have credentials to get down close with your camera?
No. Tickets are real high. You can they have a pit in the middle of the ring,
I can't hear you.
and you can.
You
If
get
you
closer to
pay-
your mic,
If
closer to your mic.
you can pay, I forget what it is, but it costs a lot, but you can get within the circle of the ring when the boots come out. You can watch.
You're still fading out.
Well, I'm sorry, Dan. I can't do no better.
Yeah, that was
Maybe
better
you,
than
maybe you could post it in the group thing on the website.
I'll put it
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a good
But I-
idea.
good idea.
Yeah,
Then
when you're
we
sitting
can
back,
all
you were
hear
louder.
that.
Yeah, you were sitting back, it was all better. The sound was better when you sat back.
Get closer to the microphone on whatever you're using.
He tried that.
There may be a volume.
Oh, we can't hear you at all now.
Yeah.
We'll have to learn Braille.
Sign language.
I can read lips pretty
silent.
good.
Okay, let's see, where are we? We have Linda
Catherine's here.
and Catherine, and it looks about 14 people.
Okay.
Amy is out camping under the stars, so she won't be with us.
No more.
There's something that I'd like to bring up, and we have been doing this, what, almost 3 years now with the Zoom classes. And it's been costing me about $400 a year to do it between the Zoom fees and the shared hard drive. And I've gotten some reimbursement from our, what do you call them, Catherine?
Petty
Funds?
cash fund.
Yeah, slush fund. But that fund is getting low, and I'm not begging or asking for charity. I'm just asking what everybody thinks. Would about possibly everybody chipping in $20 or $30 every year.
Do you
Just
have
going.
a PayPal account?
I'm not set up to take PayPal.
Well,
Yeah.
either that or Zelle or.
They're set up to take money from me, I think.
Yeah. Steve,
I'm set up to send out money, so through PayPal.
Steve,
Yeah,
send your address.
Or
send me
next
your
time I
address.
see you, I'll give you a 20. How's that?
that's fine.
Steve, can you
Or
hear me?
whatever.
But
If I
it's
can
up to the
afford more,
group.
I will.
If the group doesn't feel it's the right thing to do, that's fine. I'm not going to abandon you or give up on it. But you know, it is.
Steve, can you hear Larry? It's Larry. Send me your address on email and I'll send you a check for 100.
Okay.
I
Sounds
think
good.
I think it's only fair because it's there's nothing that's free. And sometimes in order to participate, you have to be able to, you know, financially contribute to it. So I don't leave $20 out of, I think is, you know, that's even more than fair, especially if it's $400 and there's, you know, how many meetings per month and all the time and effort that goes into it. It's just, I'd be happy to contribute. I'll have to send you a hard check too, though, because I don't have Zelle or PayPal.
Okay.
Steve, you were
Yeah.
working on changing over to a different system on the,
Yeah, it's and I may still do that. It's there's some issues involved in doing that. I'm not 100% certain on what, if I could transfer everything that we have now, one.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot of information.
Yeah, there's a lot of information there. It works well. On one hand, it works well and I like it. On the other hand, I don't see very high usage of it. So one option that I've looked at is to go to, well, there's option number one is to forget having individual email addresses for every member. I have one email address, like Long Beach Florida Warriors at Long Beach Florida Warriors, something like that, because they bill me by the number of users.
Oh, that would be perfect.
So that would bring it down considerably. The other way, which is also not very, which would even save more money, but it would require retraining everybody. And that is, I use Dropbox, and some of you have used it in the past. When it first came out, wasn't that happy with it, but they've improved and kept very competitive with Google and OneDrive and so forth. And the reason I mention them is I talked to them. I could create a second account, and and apparently at the moment 1 terabyte would be enough, and everybody could be listed as a user without that extra fee or whatever. Not sure exactly how that works, but and that would be approximately $100 a year versus the $350 for the one we have set up now.
Are you just
If we-
talking about Google Drive or?
I'm on the phone with VA. Yes.
If we as a group want to change, then I would like somebody to help me work on doing it, because just one volunteer, get too many volunteers and too many chefs will spoil the milkshake.
So it's going to end in an hour. Would you call me back then?
You can mute him, Steve.
Okay, yeah.
Go to participants. Go to participants.
I muted him. So, anyhow, the reason we talked about this at the beginning of the year, and the reason I didn't carry forward is I really like how what we have set up now is working. And I said, what the heck, I'll just bear the cost. But this group belongs to all of us. I've muted you. You have to unmute yourself.
So,
So at this point, it sounds like you're willing to go ahead. and
Okay, I'm on.
Accept the money
The
from.
VA just
the
called me.
individual.
That's why I had to answer it.
And then
Okay,
when-
just Alan is speaking right now. Yeah.
are you referring to Zoom or Google Drive or both?
The Zoom is about 100, and to have the account that we need, it's about 150 a year for the Zoom. I'm not going to change that.
Okay,
And the Google shared drive is about 350
oh,
a
wow.
year. So Catherine has been kind enough to give me some slush fund money, but I don't want to make a big deal out of this. I just want
I
to
didn't
make
even
everyone
realize
aware and
that
give it some
Google
thought. We
Drive
don't have to
costs.
resolve it today.
Mhm.
And or you could just take me out to the a bar and shoot pool with me sometime, Peg. No, I'm kidding. I don't drink, and I'm a horrible pool player.
Steve, I'm volunteering to help however I can. The only thing I would ask is, I, as one, trust your decision very well. If you've looked at some alternatives, whichever alternative you feel is the best way to go, based on your experience and what you have to do from your end as administrator, I'm willing to jump in and give you a hand. Whatever you decide, just keep us posted.
Well, one thing I'll be looking into is where my wife works. She has to keep track of a lot of data and a lot of clients. That may sound like a different app, but it's not really. And she's about the last one to go electronic. Everyone else has built up all their client base and paperwork electronically, which means if she's going to do that, guess who is her involuntary IT manager? So they were talking about so I'll be learning about the systems they're using. And so that will give me a chance to see if that would also work for us. So I tell you what, we're starting a new month shortly. I will devote some time in July, Doug, and probably talk with you more about it. I'm volunteering you to be my partner on this. And I'll start doing more serious research and discuss it with you and try to come up with a decision by the end of July.
Anytime.
Okay. And also you and Amy and I and Linda and Catherine, we need to have a Zoom meeting about the presentations over the next 3 months. What we're
Okay,
going to be presenting. So
Okay.
what direction we want to head with Lightroom and so forth. We got Lawrence for today. And and Catherine on Friday. Catherine, what do we got for the following week?
I think you were, let's see, you were doing Lightroom, let's see.
Yes, you're right. Doug or I, or both of us will start our new path
Workflow.
on Lightroom.
I
Yeah,
had
I
Doug
wanted to-
down first and you the following week on workflow. But that's flexible.
Oh, yeah, that's okay. Now I forgot. Yeah, Doug's going to do one session. I'm going to do the other. I'll go ahead and do the first one because as we learned in the great presentations from Doug about organization, you also saw at the same time how flexible it is. And there's many ways to do it, but the two most popular ways are used by Doug and I. I use one of them and he uses the other. Which is best for you, only you can decide. So I'm going to show my workflow and how I use Lightroom. And next Wednesday and the following Wednesday, Doug will lead you down the path of destruction and show you his way. No, I shouldn't say that.
Total destruction.
I sometimes let humor get in the way. I'm sorry.
And today I'm going to
Doug-
show some of my workflow.
Oh, please.
Totally
So-
confusion.
All right, I'm sorry to interrupt the beginning of the meeting so much here, but that's it for me for now.
Just to confirm if I can, you're doing it next Wednesday and I'm doing it the following Wednesday.
Yes, let's do it that way.
Got it.
Okay, I had it the other way, but if you guys want to change,
Oh,
fine.
it doesn't matter to me. But yeah, let's just go ahead. I'll go first and
Okay,
then Doug.
I just have one announcement, although he's not there now. I wanted to welcome David Bohannon.
No, he's here.
He's here.
Okay.
There you go.
Hey,
Sorry.
David,
Hi.
joining
Hi,
our,
thank you.
okay.
Thank you.
This is the gentleman that Barbara mentioned last week that she met at the VA. And he's quite a gifted artist, singer, writer.
Oh, that's kind of you, Linda. Thank you.
Well, I've checked it out.
Thank you. Thank you so
All right.
much. It's great to be involved. Thank you. And I would be more than happy to pay that $20 as soon as possible. So however I can do that would be great. So thank you all for allowing me to be a part.
Well, welcome. Well,
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good group. You'll enjoy it.
Sounds great.
When is our next meetup?
I have it down as the August 24th, tentatively for Centennial Farm and the Hall of Heroes.
Would that be a good time to just go ahead and bring our $20?
Yeah, I think so.
yeah.
I think I get back from Canada the evening of the 23rd. I'll double check that. But even if I'm not, Catherine can collect it and her and I can get together later.
Yeah,
Send me your address, then I'll mail it to you now.
Okay. Since only, yeah, I have your email address. And also I'll email you my
I
mailing
can-
address.
I can go ahead and do that now, Steve. Email him your address. if
Oh,
you want.
sure.
Well, I
Okay.
have his
Yeah.
email address. I need to send me your home
No, no.
address, so I.
Yeah, I can do that, Larry.
Okay,
You have my mailing address, Catherine?
Yes, I believe so.
he
Okay,
knows where you live.
I
Yeah.
can put it.
Would you guys like me to, Steve, would you like me to Zelle you the money? I can do that.
No,
What's the easiest way for me to do that?
I'm not set up for that.
Okay,
I don't know. So just, we'll work something else out.
okay.
You're right. Everyone's going to this Chinese way of paying for everything. Way I say that in China, they don't.
Uh-huh.
We go to China a lot. My wife is Chinese, and they don't pay for anything anymore. They just show their face or wave something, and that's it.
And Barbara is down at the VA a couple days a week as a volunteer. She could collect it as you come in and out of the VA.
You know, if I knew what day that she was there, I just happened to run into her, but she didn't tell me what day she works. But if somebody could let me know, I'm there all the time. I would be more than happy to bring it to her.
I just put my mailing address on the chat,
Oh, okay.
and either way is fine with me. You can mail me a check, or
through your
you can
check.
pay with the Centennial Farms.
Sounds good.
Well, actually, while I'm on a roll here, I don't like using our group or our website, Facebook. I don't want it to turn into a marketplace or a eBay. So just very briefly, I got a new camera. I have things for sale. That's all I'll say.
I need one. Can I speak to you, please?
Sure. Who said that?
Was David, so.
Hi, David.
Yeah, I
Um,
need one as ASAP. So yes, sir.
Yes. Email me and we'll talk.
Okay. Yeah, sounds great.
And David, I CC Steve in the email I sent to you. So if you want his email address, either that or I can send it to you again.
Would you send it to me again?
I can do that.
Thank you. Thank you,
Okay.
Linda. Okay.
Okay, the meeting's up to you guys now.
All righty. Lawrence,
Except, no, just,
Am I ready to
Yes,
say how I
ready
work
for
in Lightroom?
I've already set up share screen.
Okay. I worked in publication for many years and was taught by some really good art directors on how to crop. There's things to look out for that might improve how you do your cropping. I am going to start with a shooting that I did in, what is it, 1914 or 2014 at a car show on Rodeo Drive, and they had a concourse there. So let's see, how do I get rid of all this people on the side?
That first little line.
Yeah, up at the top right, there's a line you can click to minimize it,
No, too far
and you
up.
can drag it
far
around.
up. Down. But get in my square and go to the right. Down, down, down. See my square where it says Catherine? Yeah, you're almost there. To the right a little bit, to the right. No, you're way too far down now.
There it is. Okay, so I'm gonna pick the crop. I'm going to first do what I do when I begin a session. And that's the going into getting my lens profile. And I'm just going to hit automatic right now. And another thing I do is I set up my Adobe Color. And with this, you can pick different light tones. Let me show you how that works. If you, different aspects of this setting is you can do like, here's Adobe Color, here's landscape, here's portrait. On this photo, you don't see, but here's vivid against just Adobe Color. But anyways, with this, you can go into different things to modify your color right in the Adobe standard. On this, I'm going to start with doing portrait. And I'm going to sort of crop to the best for this image. I want to keep the full concourse and I want to get it level to the way I like it. And I'm looking for areas that the cropping will be better. I'm seeing I'm still a little bit off angle. Now in the library, I had quite a few photos in this. So I'm going to go to rating, which will just pick the photos that I want to show. So I'm going to go back and set up how I'm going to my setup. I like to go to clarity and just go a little bit into it. If you see how clarity works. And I usually put a little dehaze on. Now I like to set my vibrance around 26, 28, and my saturation about 4. Let's see.
Are you in the right column? Because I can't see where you're going.
You can't see this?
Left. He's on the left.
Well, I'm on my cell phone, so it's very small.
Oh, then it
Are you
wouldn't
in the
work. You
right-hand
couldn't
column?
see this on the cell phone.
Yeah,
I'm
you won't be
sorry.
able to see it on the cell phone.
Yeah. So I'm going to just hit previous Now it does do the cropping, so I have to reset it. And this is cropped pretty good. So I am going to do Command C to bring in my main color choices. That means the next photo I go to, I can just hit Command B, which will bring up my settings. Now I see on this, I'm a little overexposed, so I'm going to take it down. Again, I want to do a little cropping to just center. And I want to look to see if there's any areas around my edges that are interfering with my cropping. None of this looks good. And I'm going to say I'm ready for my next photo. Again, I can hit Command V, which brings in my original settings. Again, this is a little overexposed, so I'm going to bring it down. And looking at this, I say the cropping looks really good to me, except this area right here that I don't like. But if I crop in to remove that guy's foot, I crop into the car. So I'm going to leave it. But I tried to look on areas on the sides that are not very good for the photo. So I just did my Command V and brought this in. Again, I'm going to do a crop to set things up. Again, I don't like things like this. So I am going to crop in a way that I can eliminate the guy's foot. So getting rid of that, is distraction, I think enhances the photo. Again, Control B will get me to my basic setup, which I can adjust any element in this photo that I don't like.
That was my first motorcycle.
Yes, isn't that a neat one? I
Yeah.
thought you might enjoy some of the vehicles that I saw at this Rodeo concourse. Yeah. Now I see most of my photos have been, the wrong exposure. So I can go Option or Command C, and again, copy my settings. So the next photo I go to will have the next setting, Command V. And that should be pretty good as far as I'm going to just straighten this motorcycle up a little bit. I'm going to bring in the sides. And again, and I can go to the next photo. And now I can just whip through these photos. And actually, I like to work, instead of doing this all through, I could do this now, a command through all the photos I have in here. But I'd rather work individually right now, and I'll tell you later why. Now, I just deleted that one photo because it was actually the same photo, but it was the dawn. Again, I want to crop. To best advantage of this. Now, I don't like this area in here. So I want to move my crop so I got rid of this, whatever it was on another vehicle. And might want to eliminate some of this area right in here because it's again, a distraction. Now, when you eliminate those areas that, stop your photo from being how people see it. I'm just going to go through these pretty fast now. Now I will. Again, I'm looking at areas. I want to first get my center, and I see, well, I don't, need this here. Let's see how far I can go and still keep everything I want in the car. So I got rid of this area in here. So that's what I look for when I'm cropping. See how this area in here is a distraction. So this eliminates it. And I don't see any other areas that maybe this is, but I don't think that will distract you.
I believe was an Allard.
There were some neat cars here.
Yeah.
Now this one, I might want to get the exposure up a little bit more. And I'm going to leave the crop like it is. How about one of Elvis's Cadillacs? Now I see the darks. So if I hold the Option key and go to my blacks, you can see how the blacks are oversaturated. So I'm going to bring my blacks down to where I least, now my blacks aren't clipping. Now I would like to, straighten this one up, but it would cut too much of his Cadillac off. So I'm going to leave it sliding off to the right. Now they did their drinking in the back seat, or the driver could smoke, but hopefully he didn't drink. Again, if I wanted to check the blacks, because I think they're clipping all over the place. So I'm going to move my black slider over to where it's minimized.
You can also see that at the top in the histogram.
Yes, you can. Up here, you can
Yeah.
see the clipping. Like if I go back, see how high the histogram is here? Now you can adjust it by just moving this way too. Instead of going to your blacks. And you could actually do it on the whites too. And then bring your exposure up. So there's many ways of adjusting in your histogram. You can actually go and open up by using your histogram. Can you see that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to now show you I'm going to now do one of my panoramas. So I'm going to correct this one. I'm going to eliminate this one. And now I have these in a collection. So when I'm eliminating or deleting a photo, it's not deleting it, it's just deleting it from my collection. So again, I want to delete this one because it's that finger. And again, I want to delete this one. Now I have two photos that I can now hit Control M. Oh, I got to do something first. Don't have, oops, perspective sure doesn't work. Let's try the spherical. There you go. Now I have this vehicle And I want to use the boundary warp just to bring it a little more how I would like it. So now I can merge. It does take the computer a little bit to do it. You can see up here, it's creating it. And it's done. Where is it? This is a TIFF. I brought in the wrong one. And there's my panorama. Again, I want to look for areas. I don't like this here. I don't like this here. So I'm going to crop. And because if I move, the aspect ratio is locked. So what I'm going to do is hit my lock here and open it up. And now I can adjust each side as on my own. So there I got eliminated this guy's hand here. I don't mind the cropping on her. Don't like the cropping here because of this arm. So I am actually going to delete that guy. So now I've presented this car how I like it. Any questions on what I am trying to illustrate on my cropping?
So to get the panorama, once you've adjusted both sides of it, you hit Control M.
Yes.
Okay.
Or you can go up to photo and go down to photo merge, and it would come up in here.
Okay.
Alan,
you
you
can
have to have
use
two pictures.
either
You have to have two or
your
more pictures
photo
selected in order to
or,
merge.
Correct.
yeah. I'm going to just go to the library and let's see. I'm going to pick some vehicles that might be interesting. Let's see. This guy, this vehicle is just amazing. It was a world traveler. It just, it's an amazing tour car. I just put my basic settings on. Again, this going up to Adobe Profile, let's go to Adobe Color. That's the basic. I don't see if you could see the difference on your screen, but if you go to landscape, that changes, that gives a warmer color. If you go to portrait, that gives a cooler color. If you go to just the standard, that's just your basic. If you go to vivid, that just brings everything out. Or you could just go to monochrome. You got the start of black and white.
Mm.
I like, you can browse this again. You can see all the different things that you can do. You can go to color and go into, here's your Adobe Raw. You can go into artistic, and this would give you all sorts of different vintage or different settings. If you go to modern, again, that gives you all different color tones that you want to might explore in a photo. You can go to vintage, which will give you different film type corrections. You can go to black and white. So I use this quite often to see what I can do with a photo. There's many ways of exploring. And once you hit that setting, you can still adjust within that setting your own personal taste. I love this car. It just blew my mind, of everywhere it's been. All these metals that were attached to it from where it had traveled. And look at these, how it, run, there's 6 cylinders here and all the controls to the cylinder. One of your most expensive cars ever built. I don't know how, I'm not sure on the pronunciation of it.
These cars, I can't pronounce it either, but they were made in Spain and they were made for that time, the most incredible, exact, accurate tolerances you can imagine for the time.
Right. It was the most expensive car at the time.
Yeah.
And it still is. I think the market, when one of these sells, it would be in the tens of millions of dollars. And this was such a great concourse. I went with a friend and we just spent, all day going through, looking at all these cars. Oh, and this one, that's the car from Beverly Hills TV show.
Beverly Hills Hillbilly.
Yeah. This is what was used in the TV show.
Sanford and Son.
I love the roadkill bucket. I mean, that was, now I know during the Depression, a lot of people ate roadkill. I mean, if you were driving down and you saw a deer that was hit, you would definitely picked it up. Again, I'm looking cropping like, let's get rid of that guy's pocket there, right here. I mean, just by rules of composition too, you want to be aware of when you're cropping. I like taking photos of people doing things like, so when I'm out shooting photos, I will look for situations like this where someone is being interviewed and add it to the, to the photos of cars. Yes, but there's other things going on when you're photographing. So I look for events like this, where here's someone on USA Today being interviewed. Just exotic engines, are interesting, how they were built. When I'm photographing automobiles, I did do it for, in my career for hot rod, popular off-roading magazine. I would shoot off-road vehicles, classic car. I shot classic cars for that magazine, and several others. And I would look for interesting things that would be published. So now this is today's very expensive car. I can't figure out what it is. But I wanted to get this sign in here, the 100 years of horsepower, because that was the theme. And again, I'm cropping. So I would crop this photo so I got rid of this person here. And I would be watching where my slider comes. Where's the best place? Do I want to keep his hat in? Or do I want to take it out and go, that's kissing it. But so a little off balance for composition. So I would want to bring this guy and just leave the kid.
It almost looks like a Lamborghini.
And let's bring it.
No.
Now, this was an accident that I just left it in so I could just correct it with one. So I'm going to set this to daylight. It still didn't. There it goes. For some reason, that's the way the photo came in when I imported it. When I imported it, it came in this way. This is raw. For some reason, I don't know how, when I downloaded it, it happened. But sometimes it just, things like this happen. Your camera didn't have the right balance.
Your white balance is set all the way to the left. That's why it's green.
Yeah. So anyways, this is correct. I put it to daylight, which is pretty good. you can adjust, for cloudy, different light conditions as it was shot. How did it look? Actually, it had the right balance. Now, see how it changed? That's the as shot, and this is the daylight. So you got to be aware of your white balance controls on a photo. Now I will go through, now this is a photo shoot that I did, like I said, in 2014. And it's a session, one of my walks that I had to redo. And I left it undone for this class. Now, people are allowed to sit in the Beverly Hills, what?
Hillbillies.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I love
And
that show.
they were allowed to, people sit in and take photos. And I like having the person who's taking the photo in the shot. Again, I want to crop it. Well, let's set it, let's straighten it up. Let's see if I want to eliminate things on the side here. Everything else looks good. Maybe bring his, no, I can't bring his foot more in. But when I crop it, it shouldn't, yeah, it works. I don't like the way her feet are cropped, but I would have to crop it all the way or not rotate the photo. If I didn't rotate the photo, then her feet are, better. So I'm going to leave it going off to the right. So it doesn't interfere with what I think is, a bad crop. So see how this area I don't like, and here too. So I'm resetting the crop to where I like it better. And that pretty much does it. That's my last photo in this session.
I think it's pretty amazing what you can do.
Thank you very much, Lawrence.
So
Interesting.
that's my lesson on cropping.
Excellent.
It was very good, very, very informative.
I like looking on the sides of the photo that interfere with what you're seeing in your photo. I learned to be, when I was an art director, I learned to crop a photo that would go into the magazine and represent its best qualities. Now on the magazines, we work with 8x10 photos. And on the computer, you can do it. At that time, it was done by tracing paper over your layout, and you would compose your photos on each page to go with type and heading and stuff like that. So I was using all my controls here mostly with aspect ratio, but you can always go to that, lock and unlock it, and individually work with your top and bottoms. But personally, for the computer, I like the camera aspect ratio because it works for most printing by say 11 by 14, but you can set your cropping to any crop that you want to go to the printer, like 8 by 10 or 4 by 5, which is 8 by 10.
Mhm.
But for the computer, I like to stay with the camera aspect ratio. And I was showing all my cropping that way, except for the panorama. Because there, I didn't want to, it's a different aspect. I'm done.
Okay, thank you. And Dave, I just sent you a chat message just to you.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Lawrence, very much. Good session, and I'm happy to see people are still posting City of Orange pictures. I think I really believe everyone had a great time.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed it.
Yeah, and I went to Laguna Beach Monday or Tuesday. I can't remember. Oh, today is Wednesday, so it must have been Monday. And that is a street photographer's paradise. You can walk around in all the shops and stuff. You can walk on the beach and talk to people, take pictures there. I had a great time there, so I might.
Could that be another?
I think it would be a great field trip. We might want to try to carpool as much as possible because parking is difficult.
Oh, yes.
So
Oh, yes.
there. Other than that, there's it's cooler. One of the reasons I went there is it was 13 degrees cooler than here in Yorba Linda. So if I'm going to be out shooting pictures, I'm going to Laguna Beach.
Another place that's closer is Huntington Beach. That has a nice, city part and beach.
Well, it's about the same for me, and it was 5 degrees warmer. It was cooler than Yorba Linda, but it was a little bit warmer than Laguna Beach. So, but and I've been wanting to do I've taken a lot of pictures at Laguna Beach, but before I just feel as though my style and my street photography has gotten much better over time. So that's another reason for going there. All right. Well, thanks everybody for showing up. Be sure and tune in on Friday and enjoy your time between now and then. Don't forget to take pictures.
Thank you.
Steve,
Okay.
thank you, Steve. I'll email you in a little bit.
Okay, sounds great.
Thank you.
Okay.
Everybody have a
Bye.
good one. Okay, bye-bye.